All right. We are live. We are live. What's up? I'm doing this solo. Danny has a big presentation for school. So I'm going to be going until, I don't know, 5 after 8, 10 after 8, and then I'm going to a sports bar to watch the game. But I'm here. I just mucked my dinner, so if I pause, it's probably because I have to burp or something, but it's all good. We'll get through this. Anyway, Steven, first one in here. Appreciate that. And for those of you guys, Brock mentions it, who don't have notifications on, make sure you turn them on so you can get notified when we go live and you can get your question answered first. That's the benefits of being a notification squad member. Bourne or Gallup? Give me Michael Gallup there. Even despite the Tre'Davious White ACL tear, I'm still kind of scared of the Buffalo Bills pass defense. So I'll go with Michael Gallup there with Cooper drawing most of the attention from Marshawn Lattimore. I expect Gallup and CeeDee Lamb to be the guys that do the damage in the passing game. Yep, Brock, notifications always coming in strong. Gives me an excuse to take a break from homework. Full PPR, Corey Davis, Bateman, Jerry Jeudy. Give me, that's pretty close between, Corey Davis really isn't in consideration there, but between Bateman and Jeudy, I'd probably go with Jeudy slightly. He's had the more consistent target share of his offense, but the Ravens offense is just much better. The team's going to move the ball a lot more. So it's really a toss-up. In a full PPR league, I do lean with Jerry Jeudy, who has the better target share. Different team, full PPR, Jeudy or Van Jefferson. I'll take Jeudy there as well, Brock. Now that Miles Sanders might be healthy, would you start Boston Scott over Cooks or keep Cooks in my flex spot? Even if Sanders was out, I would still start Cooks over Boston Scott. So that one's pretty easy for me. Give me Cooks. Cedric Wilson isn't playing. No, he's not. I believe he has an ankle injury. Any update on Swift? Is he going to play? I need him as my RB2 this week since CMC went down. I'm sadly forced to start Hines. Yeah, I don't think Swift is going to play. Not only this week, but I highly doubt he plays next week also. So I think what we're looking at with Swift is he back for the fantasy playoffs? As a Swift fantasy manager, that's kind of what I've tempered my expectations to. Need a tight end and a flex, full PPR. Hawkinson, Goddard, Bateman, Pollard, Breida. I'll take Hawkinson and Bateman there, Rolando. Rolando, thanks, fellas. It's just me, but you're welcome. Need to start one wide receiver and two flex of these guys: Lockett, Devontae Smith, Claypool, Elijah Moore, Javonte Williams, Mark Ingram. So a lot of players in that. So one wide receiver, give me Devontae Smith this week. Of those wide receivers, he has the best matchup by far, so I will take him. And then in the flex, I'm going to go back to the well on Javonte Williams for sure. The usage, like I highlighted throughout the week, was definitely there for him, so he's definitely one of my flexes. The other one is really a toss-up between any one of those four guys. They're all kind of in like a similar tier. I tend to lean with Mark Ingram just because he's a running back. He has a safe, volume floor or whatever. So I'd probably go with Devontae Smith, Javonte Williams, and Mark Ingram. But Tyler Lockett's a hard guy to sit just because he can go off on any given week. I'm just like the Seahawks offense just looks kind of anemic right now. So I'll go with Mark Ingram over him. We also got a super chat. Go down to that. Aggie21 pulled off a trade, sent Gaskin and Logan Thomas, and received Swift, hoping he's active for playoffs. More importantly, flex Amari or Michael Pittman Jr. I really like that trade for you. I think that's a very solid move for sure. I'd much rather have Swift than the guys that you gave up, and I'd go with Michael Pittman Jr. personally. With Amari Cooper coming off a multi-week absence, he's not really injured or anything, so I don't expect him to be eased into his role. But the matchup with Lattimore, anytime they faced a shadow corner, the Cowboys, Amari Cooper has traditionally been the guy that has gotten the shadow treatment. They don't shadow CeeDee Lamb. With when J.C. Jackson played them in New England against the Patriots, they shadowed Amari Cooper on J.C. Jackson, and then they also did the same with Darius Slay against the Eagles. So I'm going to go with Michael Pittman Jr. there. Hayden says Knox, Goddard, or Gronk PPR. Give me Gronkowski. There's no way I sit him this week against the Falcons. The Bucs implied team total, I don't even know what it is, but it's got to be fucking high. They're favored by like 11 points in a game with like a 50-something odd spread. Like they probably have like 33, 34 points of implied offense in this game. There's no chance I set Gronkowski. Knox or Pitts this week. Honestly, that's a toss-up. I have Pitts rated higher But given Knox's recent performance and Pitts' recent performance, I don't hate going Knox there. I personally just think this week the matchup is better for Pitts than it is for Knox. Knox faces the Patriots pass defense, which are very good against tight ends. They're the number one fantasy adjusted fantasy points allowed to the position. And I just think the Bills might have a problem moving the offense in general in that game. So I'll go with Pitts in the easier matchup, but it's really close. Both of those guys are kind of big play threats. Bench 2, full PPR, Mitchell, Ayuk, Henderson, Renfro, Jamal Williams. That's a tough decision to make, honestly. I'm definitely going to bench Jamal Williams just because of the Lions offense of it all. Renfro, Henderson, Ayuk is I'm definitely not benching Mitchell. So it's between those three. It's really a toss-up. I really love Renfro this week, so I'm not going to bench him, I don't think. I think I'd rather bench Henderson than Renfro. With Henderson dealing with some injuries right now, we don't know 100% if he's going to play, but even if he does play, I think he's got a little bit more risk than a guy like Ayuk or like Renfro. So I'll go with Henderson and Jamal Williams as the two guys that I bench there. Unless we hear, Henderson's 100% healthy, then it might change things. But as of right now, it's looking like he's going to be questionable or a game time decision. So I'm going to bench him and Jamal Williams. Which QB should get this week? My QB's on a bye. Matt Ryan, Tua, Jimmy G, Wentz, Daniel Jones, or Teddy Bridgewater. Let me actually check. Who do I have rated the highest? My gut tells me I have 2 of the highest, but I have to actually check that for sure. I have 2 of the highest. So I have 2 at QB 14, Carson Wentz at QB 15, and then those other guys are down a little bit more than those 2. So it would for sure be between Tua and Wentz for me, but I will actually go with Tua. They're passing the ball at a very high rate. Giants defense doesn't scare me quite as much as, I never thought I'd say this, but the Texans pass defense has actually been pretty good. So, plus I think Jonathan Taylor will be the reason that they win that game. Might not be a huge ceiling game where they have to rely on Carson Wentz. So I'll go with Tua there in that decision there, Gordo. Hopkins or Mark Ingram at the flex, I'm guessing is what this question is. I'd go with Hopkins. The tough thing is that you're not going to know 100% if Hopkins is going to be at his full workload, but I believe he's practiced 2 days now. Ben's in the chat right now. He's the next question. Ben, can you confirm for me if DeAndre Hopkins has practiced both days this week? I'm pretty sure he has. So if Hopkins is active and ready to go, I'm okay starting him as of the recent news. Let me actually just look before I say something that's not correct. I'm pretty sure Hopkins should be good to go. So they're both expected to play this week. So I'll take Hopkins there slightly, although it is a little risky knowing that he's coming off a multi-week injury. Ben says Gesicki or Hawk. I will take TJ Hawkinson there with Swift out. Might see a bump in targets. I'm at Or. Yeah, no worries. Devontae Smith or Metcalf or Ayuk. Give me Smith and Metcalf. I'm going to sit Ayuk. Even without Deebo Samuel in the lineup, Metcalf and Smith just have much safer target shares, and their offenses throw the ball even more than what San Francisco does. And Metcalf, I just think, is in a huge bounce back spot this week. If Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl, do you believe he is going to retire or go to a new team? So if Rodgers were to win the Super Bowl, honestly, I'm like a firm believer in the winning cures all type of mentality. So we're starting to hear whispers that Russell Wilson might be on his way out of Seattle. I believe if the Seahawks were winning games, it wouldn't matter. I think just winning cures all. So if Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl this year, I think he's going to stay in Green Bay and continue playing, to be honest. This is what I think would happen. If they lose the Super Bowl or get bested in the first round or whatever the case is, I think he's probably going to go to a new team. If they were to win the Super Bowl, I don't think he's going to retire. I think he's either going to stay with Green Bay or go to a new team if he wins the Super Bowl. I don't think he's going to retire anytime soon. Who you like more rest of season, Zeke or Alvin? They're both kind of dealing with injuries right now. It doesn't sound like Zeke's is too serious. I'd probably still take Alvin Kamara, but that's assuming that Alvin Kamara plays next week, which is, I thought he's going to be on the field for the last couple weeks and he hasn't been. So that's a tough decision to make. I'd say for safety wise, I would go with Zeke, but if I know Alvin is healthy, I'd go with Alvin. AB suspended. Damn. Yeah. In one of my leagues, I needed AB back so bad this week. And the fact that he's suspended is actually so killer. It's brutal. Damn, Danny's going to miss the Cowboys, gang. No, he's not going to miss the Cowboys game. I'm pretty sure he's done his presentation around the time that the game starts. We rolling out Boyd or Emmanuel Sanders or Sutton. I don't really like any of these options, but I would go with Sutton with Sanders against the Patriots. It's a tough matchup. Boyd against the Chargers, also a tough matchup. Give me Sutton in the best matchup of these guys. And he also has the safest target share of those guys too, even though he hasn't been very good as of late. Marvin Jones or Michelle if Michelle is starting. If Michelle is starting, I'll take Michelle. Meaning Henderson is out for this game, but otherwise go with Marvin Jones. He's in a good spot this week. Ingram tonight or Javonte Williams. Gordon might be out and have the backfield to himself. If Gordon is out, that's all the more reason to take Javonte. I would rather start Javonte regardless if Gordon plays or not, because Javonte already showed to me what I needed to see. He's getting the receiving work and about half the carries for this team. And he's going to, he's the best back on the team. He's going to break off some plays and stuff. So give me Javonte Williams. I know Ingram's going to be getting more volume, I would say, than what Javonte Williams is going to get, but the Chiefs aren't a very scary run defense. And Javonte is just a far, far better player. And without the Saints having both of their starting offensive tackles, both Ryan Ramczyk and Teron Armstead are out for this game, I'll take Javonte Williams there. I have Javonte Williams currently as my RB16 on the week, and I have Ingram a bit behind him at like 20 or 19. Would you trade Renfrow for a 2024 second? I'd rather just hold Renfrow. I think Renfrow is a good player who's going to stay in the league for a long time. So I know like we have this kind of thing that we do every time a player does well that maybe we didn't expect. Our immediate instinct is to sell that player, but I think Renfrow is a good receiver in the NFL, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere anytime soon. And a 2024 second, I mean, you can't even use that pick for 3 years. So I'd rather just keep Renfrow at that point. Taysom or Hurts, give me Jalen Hurts. There's no chance I said Jalen Hurts against the Jets this week. Play Jamal Williams, Brandon Cooks, or Mark Ingram. Give me. So that's pretty tough. I'd probably lean Mark Ingram there, but Brandon Cooks and him is very, very close. I kind of like to know scoring format in this. If this is full PPR, give me Brandon Cooks. If it's half or standard, I'll take Ingram. Someone in my league dropped AJ Brown. Should I drop Elijah Moore or Ayuk to pick him up? Kind of depends what like. Yes, you should drop one of them for sure, but depends what your team situation is right now. If you are in need of wins immediately, like you're trying to make a playoff push or whatever, I would drop Elijah Moore because I think Ayuk is going to have much more value right now while Debo is out. But I would prefer Elijah Moore to Ayuk once Debo is back. So it's all going to depend where your team is at right now. As it stands right now, I'd probably drop Elijah Moore for AJ Brown if you can handle rostering AJ Brown for 3 weeks or whatever while he's on IR, and you're okay to get by without him. Montgomery, Smith, or Claypool. I'm assuming that's Devontae Smith in half PPR. Give me David Montgomery. Again, another guy. There's no chance he keeps up his down play. His volume is way too high, and he's too good of a player for him to continue to put up some duds week in and week out. So give me David Montgomery. But I think ceiling-wise, I think Devontae Smith probably has the higher ceiling this week just because the Jets' defense are capable of allowing like 2 long touchdowns to wide receivers because they're absolutely brutal. Oh, look who's here. Just sneaks his way in the nick of time, eh? Are Madison and James Conner safe this week for one of my leagues as starters? Yeah, those guys are absolutely safe this week. They're locked into huge workloads.
Side note, I'm not even going to lie. During that thing, I was just completely like reading off my thing, but I was saying it so confidently that I sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
that pays with making videos all the time. You get good at school presentations. I remember my last semester of school, I had a number of presentations and people were like, hey, you're real good at presentations. And I had one that I had to record and edit and send it to the person. And they were like so surprised that I was so good at it. And I'm like, yeah, anyway, I get practice doing this all the time. Anyway.
But yeah.
Bateman, Golladay, and I just got here. Amari is playing, but would you start him? I'm not sure if this is the same decision. If Amari versus those other guys, like give me Amari Cooper, but Bateman versus Golladay, give me Rashad Bateman. Amari is playing, and I would start him, but I do have him a little bit down in the rankings because he's probably going to see a lot of Marshawn Lattimore, and we don't know if he's going to play 100% of the snaps like he usually does. So I have him like in the mid-20s. I don't have him like as high as I normally would.
I hope he sees a lot of Marshawn because him being half like not.
I need Lamb to do well, so I hope he sees a lot of Marshawn.
Dude, side note: Kamara fucking just sitting out this whole season basically killed me in my main home league. Like unreal.
Oh, dude, in the Bitcoin league, I have Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara right now, and I'm like on track to win it. Like I'm like the championship favorite, and these guys are killing me right now. I'm getting by with like Rex Burkhead and James Conner because the rest of my team is so stacked.
You have Jefferson too, right?
I have Jefferson, Diggs, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford in a 6-point per passing touchdown superflex league. And I have I have Keenan Allen too. I have Mike Williams. I have, pretty good depth. Dawson Knox, a tight end. Like my team's like really, really good. I just need Kamara, and now Cook is out too. So I'm going to need Connor and Alvin Kamara to carry me. I need Kamara to come back sometime soon. In case Sterling Shepard doesn't play, I don't think Sterling Shepard is going to play for starters. Which wide receiver should I get? Because Adams is on a bye. Van Jefferson, Christian Kirk, AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, Curtis Samuel. I don't even have to keep reading. Christian Kirk easily for me is the guy that I'm going with. Kyler Murray is back this week. When Kyler Murray was on the field, Christian Kirk was legitimately an every week wide receiver too. So I'm going with Christian Kirk there. Van Jefferson's also a pretty solid option, but I'm going with Christian Kirk for sure.
I agree there.
Are we feeling OBJ over T. Higgins and Ayuk? I'm not going to go that far on OBJ. Higgins. I would rather have OBJ this week than Higgins because Higgins has the Chargers, man. The Chargers are really good against the pass, and OBJ has the Jags who stink against the pass. And when you're in that tier of wide receiver, your wide receiver 2-3 types, like I'm okay just playing matchups with those guys.
It's a tough
I would
matchup,
actually start Brandon Ayuk over both of them.
It's a tough matchup, but I'll bet you Higgins versus OBJ. I don't care.
Okay, I'm down for that. I have Higgins in my home league, so I'll take the W if he works out.
Also, side note, I'm missing Dalvin in League of Tone Setters, and I'm 8-4 right now, trying to fight for a top 2 seed. So that's not ideal.
I wish I was in that position in that league.
What are you, like 1-9, 1-10?
I'm like 3-9.
Oh, you've won like 2 in a row. Nice,
dude. My whole team has been hurt this entire season.
Yeah,
I had my good players that didn't bust. Have been like DeAndre Swift and like Leonard Fournette. They've been like carrying my team, but like all my wide receivers were like my first wide receiver that I took in the draft was Ayuk.
Oof.
And like Kyler Murray's been hurt. Darren Waller's kind of been a bust. Like it's been brutal.
Literally though. I'm lucky too. Cause I play, Anthony or whatever. He's like 9-3, the 14th game. So week 14, and he's missing Jalen Hurts that week. So, hopefully I can secure the dub there. Oh, let me make sure actually Lamb's in my lineup because I
actually need to set my lineups as well. Actually, I got time. We're going to be going to St. Louis to watch the game. So for next week, should I pick up and a Titans running back? I have both on waivers. It depends who you got to drop. If you got to pick up one of them, I'm probably going to go with Hilliard because he's getting the pass catching work, but I'm not really overly excited about picking up any of them. If you don't need them, I would rather roster someone like Khalil Herbert over both of those guys.
Also, this can sound gross, but would you start Matt Breida? Matt Breida, like T.Y. Hilton, Nico Collins, Marcus Callaway. Like, where are you leaning out of those fucking bunch? I have to start one of them because Dalvin Cook's hurt. That's where I have in right now. And Chuba Hubbard's on bye. So like the week I need him because Dalvin's out, Chuba Hubbard's on bye.
Yeah. So. I have so much shit happening in my home league with Swift out, with Adams on bye, and with AJ Brown out that please let Darrell Henderson be out so I can start Sony Michel. I need him so bad this week because I'm currently starting Rondell Moore and Traquan Smith in my flexes. It's really bad.
Damn. That's less than ideal.
It's less than ideal. If Sony Michel plays, I'm going to obviously be starting him, but anyway, if Darrell Henderson doesn't play.
I'm just going to take a quick look at my leagues, just get a couple, even though I feel bad because literally you've been doing that the whole stream. And I just gave it
Williams, Waddle, Pittman, Flex 1, full PPR. Fuck, that's a tough question. These guys are all kind of in a similar range. I can't sit Jalen Waddle with the way he's playing right now. I think that's probably where I lean.
Kadarius Toney's out on Sunday? What?
Out?
I don't know. He's projected 0 right now. What?
He hasn't practiced either of the last 2 days. Neither has Shepard. So,
and of course, it's the week I trade for Devontae Adams, who's on bye this week.
Yeah, that's yikes.
Not great, Bob.
Pick one non-PPR: Ayuk, Brandon Cooks, Renfro, Claypool. Rest of season. I will take Cooks rest of season out of these guys.
I'll take Claypool.
Right here. You'll take Claypool over Cooks, dude. Claypool hasn't done enough for me to take him over a guy like Cooks, who has a secured target.
Non-PPR though,
I guess, but is Claypool a big play threat still with the way Ben's playing?
And that too. I mean, Cooks is technically fits.
I would just take clearly the safest option here is Cooks, in my opinion, and they all kind of have similar ceilings. I would say.
I would say Claypool's the clear 2 though. Like as much as I like
I
Ayuk
would
here.
I'd rather have Hunter Renfro than Ayuk or than
In
Claypool right now.
non-PPR?
Dude, Hunter Renfro is tearing it up
In
right now.
non-PPR though.
Oh yeah, I guess that kind of does hurt him a little bit.
I'll take the
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
No,
like
no,
if it's
non-PPR,
PPR, sure,
I'll
but
backtrack that statement. Anyway, Mark Ingram or Saquon Barkley standard league. I'm still taking Saquon there. I
Barkley,
like Mark
yeah.
Ingram this week, his workload, but like I said, both starting tackles are out. Taysom Hill is starting. Cowboys defense isn't bad anymore. So I just don't think they're going to get a whole lot going on offense. The only way I see Mark Ingram paying off is if he gets into the end zone, obviously. So I'm not expecting a huge game out of him. Saquon Barkley has way more upside on a weekly basis than that.
And again, I know I'm biased, man, but like if the Cowboys don't win this game like 35-7, like there's something
At the
wrong.
same time, man, like every time I expect a certain outcome coming into Thursday Night Football, I'm always surprised with what happens. Thursday Night Football is just super janky all the time, so that tends to happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mark Ingram or Saquon standard league. Oh, I already read
We
that.
just
I'm
read that.
high as shit.
Give me Dak here.
Huh?
Sorry.
Give you Dak. Bit. Okay, yeah. I'll take Dak there as well, Ernie.
Yeah.
Start 2, Claypool, Ayuk, Elijah, Javonte. To be honest, Javonte is probably the guy I'm starting first out of these guys.
It's close.
And then I'm probably going to go Ayuk as the other one.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that too. Is Melvin Gordon banged up?
I don't care if he plays or not. To be honest, I'm still starting Javonte over these guys.
Interesting. Also, speaking of freaking banged up, like my team was in League of Legends, and now it's suddenly just really good. Like I put up like 170 this week.
That's exactly what happened to me in Tone Setters too, because Kyler's coming back and some of the other guys too.
Yeah, dude, like fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta activate Amari. Who am I dropping here?
Sitting Amari Cooper. Who else is going to tilt with me when he drops 20? I mean, I'd like to know who you're sitting him over.
I mean,
I didn't actually see this super chat. I'm sorry. Start Ingram or Javonte, Van Jefferson or Kirk, wide receiver 2. Give me Javonte Williams, Trojan. It's really close. It is really close, but I will actually take Javonte Williams there. Volumes on the side of Ingram, efficiencies on the side of Javonte. I'll lean Javonte, especially with the possibility that Gordon might be out as well. And then Van Jefferson or Christian Kirk. Like I said kind of earlier, I would take Christian Kirk there. With how Kyler and him had a chemistry going before Kyler got injured.
I got a big question for you. I'm starting currently. This is a full PPR, like the big play format, like in our league, right? For League of Legends. Who are you sitting for Amari Cooper here? Mooney, Gallup, Renfro, Ayuk. I'm assuming Mooney
I'd
or
probably
Gallup.
say Mooney.
I agree because I also have Dak, so I'd have the
Dak, the reason
Cooper,
I say Mooney is I mean we don't know 100%. If Allen Robinson is back, like I'd probably definitely be sitting Mooney there because they've kind of just been splitting targets when both of them have been healthy. I'm not like overly optimistic that Mooney's going to keep up having 100-yard games every week.
Now,
with Allen Robinson on the field,
if A-Rob sits, do you sit Ayuk for Mooney?
No, I would still probably sit Mooney out of those guys.
Yeah, my wide receiver core fucking insane in that league.
Yeah. Leonardo says, "Hey guys, how's it going? Pretty good, good. Got myself a nice Ryan Ginger here in my only the best uncles get promoted to Godfather whiskey glass that my brother got me.
That's the meta.
Smith or Mooney in PPR. If that's Devontae Smith, that's easily him. It's not even close. Devontae Smith against the Jets this week. That is the easiest matchup probably on the entire slate for all wide receivers. Javonte and Jefferson. I'm guessing he's answering the other question. Pollard, Scott, or Harris, pick 2. I'm assuming it's Damian Harris and not Najee. I'll probably go Damian Harris and Pollard there because it does sound like Miles Sanders is probably going to play this week. And then if he does, obviously, it's just going to be a complete mess. If Miles Sanders is out, then I'm okay going Scott over Damian Harris on Monday night.
Yep, I agree with you there.
Would you take a late first for Henderson rebuilding? Yes, absolutely. I would take any first for Henderson, like in a 2022 3 or 4. I would take over Darrell Henderson at this point. You know my thoughts on Darrell Henderson. I'm not a huge believer in him long term.
I agree with you there.
Rodgers on bye. I have Heineke in now. Is it worth picking up and starting Taysom Hill last minute? Taysom Hill and Heineke are pretty close for me. I slightly lean Taysom Hill, but it's not like a huge discrepancy between those two guys. They're kind of both in the same tier. With Heineke starting to get his offense a little healthier, I do think he has a much higher ceiling than what Taysom Hill presents this week, even despite the rushing that Taysom Hill is going to do, because Heineke can run as well. So I probably would just leave Heineke in. It's not a huge difference. They're basically flip a coin, and that one's the better start. Like they're both in the same kind of tier.
Yep. No, I agree with you there.
Pitts or Schultz?
Pitts.
Give me Pitts. I know it's yikes. Okay, so my ride is here, so I'm gonna need you to take things over from here. But
I want to say one thing before you leave. Look who my RB2 is in the Listener Dynasty League right now.
Who is it? I gotta go. Who is it?
Kyle Juszczyk.
Oh Jesus, that is brutal. I have
tank job, baby.
I have I can't remember who it is. I think I have Jamar Jefferson and I want to say like Gio Bernard starting in the league that I'm tanking in.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Anyway. Also, we actually got a quick couple super chats, but I'll take care of them.
I'll head out.
Take care.
Thanks,
Go
thanks
Cowboys.
for joining me, boys.
Yep.
Peace out.
Peace out. Let me see where I left off quick. So we left off at Figs here. We actually got a couple super chats. I just noticed. Hector, $1.99. I appreciate that a lot. Let me just fix this overlay. He says, who should I start running back, Pollard or Freeman? Thanks. I'll go slightly with Pollard here. It's pretty close, but I mean, I just don't trust Freeman whatsoever, even though he's technically the lead back. But either way, I like Pollard, obviously receiving upside. Zeke banged up. Robert, $1.99. Glazer just said Cooper getting 25 sacks. CD game. Yeah, I mean, CD Lamb is an absolute stud. And if Amari's limited, then he absolutely has a chance to snap. So I agree with you there. Where do we leave right here? Let me just take a look. Figs. What are your thoughts on the AP? The fuck is going on with him? Should he I don't know. I don't know how he's a win now move for the Seahawks, but yikes. Every underdog is winning in the NHL, so my Cowboys -5.5 pick won't even matter. Any good props bets on Thursday Night Football? Cute underdog plug. Yeah, let me actually take a look at the underdog props right now. I haven't played props in a couple weeks. I've been super busy with school, but let me just take a look. I have like $150 on the account. Might dabble in some. I mean, actually, it's probably too late now, but in terms of the props, you got I mean, Zeke under 65.5 is probably a safe bet there, I think, in my opinion. Pollard over 2.5 receptions, I like. CD Lamb over 71.5 receiving yards. I mean, yeah. Mark Ingram under 78.5 rush plus receiving yards. Marcus Callaway under 29.5 receiving yards. So I like those. Tony Pollard, Kendrick Bourne, or Rashad Bateman PPR. Give me Rashad Bateman here, Greg. In a Superflex PPR league, I traded Mac Jones, Miles Sanders, and Bateman for Mitchell. What do you think? My other quarterbacks are Mahomes and Cousins. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not a fan of this. Mitchell, again, like I think he's a really good running back, but realistically here, his value is probably appropriated at a late first, early second. I think it's similar to Mac Jones alone. So, and I personally would rather have Bateman and Miles Sanders versus Mitchell as a conversation. So I personally would prefer the package that you gave up there. Heineke 2 or Taysom Hill at quarterback this week. I'm gonna have to look more into matchups again. Bush would know more on that. He's been doing the start sits while I've been in school, but off of face serve or like off of initial look, I do like Tua's matchup this week going up against obviously the New York Giants. So I'm gonna go with Tua. Marquise Brown or Josh Jacobs in PPR. Give me Marquise Brown pretty easily there, Nate. Dak or Josh Allen. Who do the Bills play? The Bills play the Patriots on Monday Night Football. I'll go with Dak slightly there. Sorry to burst your bubble there because you do have the Saints logo, but I do think the Cowboys offense gets rolling today. What running back should I pick up to play this week? I have no other options. McKissick, Boston Scott, Ty Johnson. I actually don't mind Ty Johnson here. Let me see. Out of these, I mean, McKissick's hurt. Bolden, meh. Kenneth Gainwell, meh. Oh, if Ramondre's available, I'll actually pick him up. I didn't even notice him. I'll go with Ramondre Stevenson because he's got the most upside out of these bunch. Do we have any other? Okay, let me just check. Okay. What's up, man? Great stream. Taysom or Kyler? Give me Kyler there. Max, appreciate that, though. Rams lose to the Jags this Sunday. They're not considered a Super Bowl team. I mean, if they lose to the Jags, that's just embarrassing. But then again, the Bills did, so we'll see what happens there. Ingram, Montgomery, Javonte, or Hopkins for flex. I'm feeling Hopkins, but what are you feeling? If Hopkins is a full 100% ready to go, I'm fine with putting him in, especially in any type of PPR format. But it is relatively close between him and Montgomery, particularly. Someone offered me Nick Chubb, but they want either Mike Evans or Diggs. Who should I give him, or should I not accept this trade? My running backs are Elijah Mitchell and Eckler, by the way. I think you're fine at running back, honestly. I think you could ride those two rest of the season and get the explosion at the wide receiver position with Evans and Diggs. So I personally would hold there because I view like Nick Chubb and Mike Evans probably in the same tier of player. I would much rather Diggs. So it comes to personal preference. I'd rather the ceiling of Mike Evans, particularly now with obviously AB on the back burner for the next few weeks. Justin Herbert or Taysom Hill. Give me Justin Herbert. They're infamous. And Dynasty, I'm scheming a big trade. Jonathan Taylor for CMC and Derrick Henry. Wow. I likely hold CMC and trade Henry next season when it peaks in value. Yeah, like if you're a contender, as much as I love Jonathan Taylor, I think like you can make the argument he's the RB1. Like CMC is in a tier of his own when he is healthy. And Derrick Henry, I mean, we saw the RB1 campaign he was on. So I don't mind making this move, particularly if you have a team structure to win now. You're getting two likely top 5 type of running backs. Pollard or Drake. I will go with Pollard here, Mitchell. I have Kamara, but he's out. Yeah, it's straight pain there. Cousins or Kyler. Give me Kyler if he plays there, Matthew. Should I pick up Taysom Hill or leave Carr as my quarterback? Give me Derek Carr this week. I mean, Taysom Hill is a complete fugazi in my opinion. He's missing his 2 starting tackles and obviously his main threat out of the backfield with Alvin Kamara missing this game. Little Thursday night action from the fellas. Yes, sir. Renfro, Ingram, or Ayuk at the flex. I'll slightly take Ayuk here. I mean, if you're going for the safe play, I think Ingram in terms of volume, but I like the upside that Ayuk has this week. Obviously, going up. I forget who's playing. To be honest, I'm not even gonna. I don't even remember off the bat. Will Cooper be a bust tonight? I mean, he could. He's going to be very volatile, especially if he's on a limited snap basis. Dalton Schultz versus Saints tonight. Tonight. Logan Thomas versus Raiders, or Dawson Knox possibly playing in the snow and rain at home. I don't mind leading Dalton Schultz there. Obviously, Logan Thomas could be in a really good conversation if he was fully back. Played last week. I kind of want to see it from him before I put him on over a known option like Schultz. And obviously, as you mentioned, with the conditions in that Bills-Patriots game, I would slightly lean Schultz there, but it is pretty close. How true is it Cooper is limited during warm-up? Should I play him or Gallup? I'd still go Cooper over Gallup. I still think he's the number 2 behind Lamb. Who should I start, Arizona D or Dolphins? I like the Dolphins D this week, actually going up against the Giants, so I don't mind leaning there. Need a running back. Who should pick up, Scott, Michelle Breida, or Darrell Williams? I will go with Matt Breida there. Or actually, I would wait until Sunday. I want to hear more about Darrell Henderson. If Darrell Henderson is expected out, I would go with Sony Michel. If Darrell Henderson is expected to play, I would go with Matt Breida. Bateman or Miles Sanders PPR. I'll slightly lean Sanders, but that's like literally like neck and neck. T. Higgins for David Montgomery, fair trade. It's a pretty lateral move, especially if you need a running back. I don't mind going after David Montgomery. He's got a fairly easy schedule the rest of the way. Danny, I'm trusting your Cowboys right now. Yeah. Hey, Big Steve, how you doing down at the gym, man? I'll be back in Hamilton next week, so we'll get a nice little workout in. Side note, got 345 up for the lads. Amari's limited. Yep. What should I do with AB anyway he gets released? I don't think he's going to get released, and I think this is a guy you got to hold until hopefully he comes back week 16, 17, and you're in the semifinals. I better not choke like we did. Yeah, man. If the Cowboys choke tonight, I'll be very, very upset. Ingram tonight, must win. It depends what other options you have. Should I flex Gallup tonight or Ingram? I'll slightly lean Ingram here, but that's pretty close. I could see Gallup having a higher ceiling, but Ingram's got a locked and loaded floor there. Smith or Renfro? I'll go with Devontae Smith there, Augustin. Parker or Pollard? Give me Tony Pollard there slightly, Josh. PPR, Mark Ingram or Darnell Mooney. It's pretty close. I'll slightly lean Mark Ingram there, though, Patty. Start Gallup. It depends what other options there are, but I have like fringe top 30, 35 type of expectations for Gallup this week, anonymous. Cousins or Kyler? Give me Kyler. Zeke or Renfro? PPR? Give me Zeke. Schultz or Knox? Give me Dalton Schultz there, Josh. Leave for 10 minutes. It's not a solo Bush stream. It's yeah, literally, though. Yes, sir, Steve. You have to love it. Amen. Cooper or Gallup? Give me Cooper there, Smokey. Hit me up when you're back in Hammer. Yeah, for sure, man. My final exam is on Tuesday. I actually have my finance exam, which might actually kill me because I fucking suck at finance. But after that, I'll probably stay for the rest of the week and then come back the week after. Already talked to Mike. We're gonna get a nice program ready to roll. Non-PPR, Miles Sanders or T. Higgins. I'll slightly lean Sanders here, particularly in the non-PPR affecting running backs. Danny's just flying through this. Yeah, man. I'm trying to answer as many questions as possible because game's about to kick off, and let's be honest here, I'm about to go watch it, so I got to run through quickly. Pick 2 half PPR: Ingram, Barkley, Javonte, or Jamal. I'll go with Barkley and Javonte there, David. Y'all are the shit. Thanks. Appreciate that, Robert. Means a lot. Finals week for me too. Good luck, Danny. Yeah, you too, Spicy. You too. It's gonna be a pretty murderous row. Pick half PPR: Chase, McLaurin, Metcalf. If you can only start one here, man, that's a very close choice. But I would go with Jamar Chase, David. Very good options. Higgins or OBJ week 13. We just actually made a bet on this. I personally would go with T. Higgins. Bush would go with OBJ. But either way, thanks again. Anytime, David. Hope you guys enjoyed. Quick little 35-minute stream. 8:21. Got to watch my Cowboys annihilate those New Orleans Saints. And if that ends up not being the case, you're not going to be seeing happy Danny for a while, especially while I'm going through exams. So either way, peace out. Enjoy your Thursday, boys and girls. Let me end broadcast.